Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Wednesday, the 3rd of March 2021. Let's take a look at the Forex calendar. It looks kind of a busy today. So what is going on? Some data had been published already, like gross domestic product from Australia, 1:30 for example, and there are some good news from the Australian economy. The fourth quarter GDP had beat the expectations of 2.5%, with the actual reading of 3.1%. However, this is still worse than the previous reading of 3.4%. Nevertheless, it looks better and better. For the Australia, we got other data from Japan. We got the PMI composite data for the month of the February that beat the expectations of 47.6. We have market services PMI and composite PMI data from China. They were worse than expected, but just slightly, just a tiny bit worse than expected. And as you can see, we have plenty of data from the Eurozone during the early London session in form of the PMI services composite data across the Eurozone, including the PMI services and composite PMI from the Eurozone itself. So that might be a kind of a trigger for the move for the euro. Of course, as you know, when the data in form of the PMI composite and services are being published from Eurozone, we got other data from UK in form of a PMI being published as well. So that's scheduled for 10:30. And of course, 1:30 there is an annual budget reading from the UK. Kind of interesting data to keep an eye on as well. Now the New York session, 2:15, ADP non-farm employment change. As you can see, it has a medium impact on the markets, and it looks like the forecast is almost in line with the previous reading of 174,000, right? The forecast is 170,000. So almost unchanged forecast. We got, of course, ISM non-manufacturing composite PMI and services PMI data from the United States scheduled for release as well, 3:45 and 4 o'clock. Crude oil inventories for all of you crude oil traders, 4:30. And then we got some speeches from MPC member Silvana Taneiro at 5 o'clock at PM. At 7 o'clock PM, Charles Evans from FOMC will speak. And then deep in the night, as you can see, we got some data from the Reserve Bank of the New Zealand. We have a speech 9:15, and then trade balance and retail sales data 1:30 on night from Wednesday to Thursday. So I think we should take a look at the crude oil. We should take a look on the euro dollar, because there is plenty of PMI composite data to be released. And of course, we should take a look at the Australian dollar. So let's first take a look at the Australian dollar. As you can see, this gross domestic product data had helped to lift the market towards the old technical resistance at 7,822, which is the key level for today. We have a breakout above, because the high was at 7,839, so that's like 17 pips above this line. But as you can see, the close is at the level of 7,820, so that's below this key technical resistance. Today we are starting the day from like a red candle, so we are basically trading right now to the downside, and it looks like this sell-off and then the pullback might have been completed. So please keep an eye on 7,822 for the next 24 hours. Overall, please remember that the recent drop this 2-day drop was the biggest correction. It has a 4%, so that's the biggest correction down, and that means we have the overbalance, the price overbalance on the Australian dollar, which is usually not very good for the trend. That means there might be a possibility of a new trend to the downside starting on the Australian dollar. Euro dollar, what is going on here? We have a series of free wave moves. We have a series of free wave moves. As you can see, we have ABC to the downside completed. Now we have another free wave move. So from that low of the 5th of the February, we have a wave A, then you have a pullback in wave B, and then of course we have the wave C. So we have a free waves down, free waves up, and it looks like we are making a complex corrective structure. The recent deep dive towards the level of 1.20 had been completed because this was low of 1.1992. I assume there will be some sort of the wave B to the downside and wave C will be completed as well. We don't need it anymore. This is how it looks right now. This is what I think might be the key market scenario. As you can see, free waves moves everywhere, so we expect this complex correction to hit the 61% of the Fibonacci retracement at 1.8885, and please keep an eye on this because that will be very, very important for bulls. If we won't bounce from this level, then of course there is a chance we will go even lower towards 1.1696. So the euro dollar is waiting for the trigger, but please remember we have free waves everywhere. So that means all of this move down is corrective, but it has not been completed yet. The levels are on the charts. And I think we should take a look at the crude oil for the current month. What is going on here? The first thing is we are in the uptrend. The second thing is the target is 65.19, 66.54, and that would be the highest level since this year for sure, 2021, but it will be the highest level in almost 1 year if we hit this level. As you can see right now, the market decided to test the level of $60. It dipped down below this level. The low was made 59.38, and we are on the verge of a deeper pullback, right? If we break below 60, then of course we can go to the levels of the lows of the 12th of the February at 57.40. But then if this level is violated, we will likely go towards the 54.51, which is the key technical support. So please keep an eye on the current development on the crude oil. It looks like this bearish divergence, right? Price is going up, momentum is going down. We have a new higher high on the lower momentum. This divergence is now being played out, which means this divergence is not right now more bearish than bullish, right? So if we break below 50 level, and we already are at 54. If we break below 50 level on the momentum, that means the bears have a control over the market and will likely push it even lower. As I said, 57.40, 55.40, 51. Those are the target levels, the nearest levels for the crude oil for this week. Then we will see what will happen and we'll adjust the levels accordingly. So please keep an eye on this price action here, because we are on the verge of the bigger pullback to the downside on the crude oil. So I guess that's everything for me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.